When traveling around North America, have you ever stayed at a place and thought, wow, this would be a great place for a sauna? Well, how about visiting a place with 7 saunas? Welcome to Varjola Resort. Day 4 of my Finland trip. After a busy travel day on day 3, an interview with Dr. Jari Laukkanen, the world leader in sauna research, I checked into the Varjola Resort with all eyes on one of the smoke saunas along the shoreline, heated and ready for action. I am entertained by the fifth generation owner, Marcus, who offers me up a few savu sauna instructions, me being this American amateur. And I encourage you to watch the short video. You'll meet Marcus, and he's got a great quote in there, and we just had a ball of laughter. I was very giddy from the drive to get there, and just so euphoric to like pull into this place with these tall, massive trees and the beautiful lake, and just the anticipation of sauna that we all know and appreciate so well. In this episode of Sauna Talk, we are visiting with the staff at Varjola Resort in Central Finland. A long and relaxing savu sauna the night before, and then a breathtaking morning hike amongst old-growth forests with trees reaching high up to the sky. I was able to relax in the dining room after my hike, and there was an impromptu employee lunch happening, and I had the opportunity to sit down with Riikka, the marketing and sales manager at Varjola, and Hannu. He's the activities director. So some Sauna Talk episodes are scripted, and some Sauna Talk episodes are spontaneous. This episode is spontaneous. This was day 4, and I figured it to be a recharge day. My car was packed. I intended to have a quick visit with the staff, open my notebook, and be on my way with a few Varjola facts and quotes. From a Sauna Talk perspective, I had already hit the trifecta. 3 days into my trip, and you are able to hear from 3 very important people in the world of sauna. How lucky could I be? Day 1, Jarmo Lehtinen, sauna expert. Day 2, Risto Elma, the president, International Sauna Association. Day 3, Dr. Jari Laukkanen, the world leader in sauna studies. It's like all on the same team. We have Patrick Laine, Mikko Koivu, and Timo Salani in his prime. So I had day 4 in my head as a breather, but travel is full of surprises. The Sauna Talk hockey team keeps recruiting great players. After my hike, as we ate together and visited, our casual conversation kept opening up. Both Riikka and Hannu were offering some great Sauna Talk, which I think you will appreciate. It's one thing to write down a quote here and some facts there, but to hear it from their voices with accents is so much better. After one too many thoughts of reaching for my recording equipment instead of my pen and notebook, I finally got up and said, "Hold that thought, please." Ran out to my car, grabbed my recording gear, and said, "Okay, can we start again?" This is the result of my effort. Finland, a land of 5.5 million people and 5.5 million sauna experts. Yet Riikka and Hannu have an inside track when it comes to sauna. As marketing manager and activities director of the 230-year-old, iconic, active, sauna-infused Varjola Resort. This show is brought to you by Nice Mug. Nice Mug is the only mug made entirely out of ice. For more information, go to nicemug.com and enter the coupon code SAUNA for 10% off your entire purchase. Just back from a hike in the woods. And I'm telling you, the trees grow here. It's like Rapid Grow is a product in America, Rapid Grow. And you when you plant something in a pot, you put a little Rapid Grow. It's like every tree out here has got a lot of Rapid Grow. It's incredible, 100 and whatever feet. Anyway, who am I sitting here with?
My name is Hannu-Pekka. I'm the head guide of the activities here in Varjola.
And Varjola is where? Where are we located?
Central Finland. The town is called Laukkanen. It's nearby the city of Jyväskylä, which is the biggest city in this region, the Central Finland region.
Yes, and I'm also with?
Hi, my name is Riikka Ruunaniemi, and I'm marketing manager here in Varjola.
Great.
Same company.
Excellent. And you know, so much of this is serendipity. I mean, I was almost going to be taken off and going to Harvia and seeing those guys this afternoon, but I had some jet lag, and the fresh air here is so beautiful. And I was in Helsinki. I feel like I've been in Finland for 3 weeks, but I've been here 3 days. And so the jet lag sort of caught up to me a little bit. And so I rested, and I made a pledge to myself that I wasn't going to go crazy today, because I drove up from Helsinki yesterday. And it could not be better to do that for many reasons, because the smoke sauna last night, the savu sauna, was wonderful. I woke up this morning, had a beautiful breakfast right here, went hiking out in the woods right behind us. And you offered me a beautiful Finnish lunch, and I got to visit with you guys, and I got to share this episode with all the listeners of Sauna Talk. So let's chat a little bit about what happens here at Varjola and the guests. As activities director, can you share for guests a little bit about what is offered here at the resort?
Well, we have quite a wide selection of different kind of activities. You know, some are more adventurous and some are more peaceful for different people. But we have these safaris. We drive quad bikes and snowmobiles and huskies.
Right.
And then we have rafting. We have a whitewater river right next to us, and the rafting product, even if it sounds a little bit adventurous, it's possible for almost anyone to join us. It's a rather short bit of whitewater here, and when there's a group of people, not all are paddling, so
right.
That's also suitable for people who have never been paddling before. And,
right on. So it's a quick rush, and then it's over.
Exactly.
It's like Colorado rafting light.
It's,
like light beer.
The whole streaming part is about half a kilometer long, but we go downhill almost 5 meters, so it's a rough ride but short.
So back to the excursion, using the trails. You mentioned a few activities within the trails. Can you share a little bit about the trail system that's behind us?
Yeah. The trails are private trails, and we use them for safaris and all the treks and hikes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we have the everyman's rights, but for the motor vehicles.
Yeah.
Right.
When we make our snowmobile trails, they are only for our use. So there are no tourists coming towards us when we drive with our customers on our trails. But when you walk, that's everyman's right.
And I wanted to ask you, everyman's rights, very specific to Finland. Can either of you speak to what that is and what is everyman's rights?
It's one of my favorite subjects, so maybe I'll talk to you about them, because it's a treasure that we have here in Finland. Very rare in the world that everyone can move freely everywhere, on private property, on state-owned property, everywhere. As long as you don't go too near to houses, you are free to walk in the woods, pick up berries and mushrooms, and even make a temporary camp. But you're not allowed to make open fire without the landowner's permission, and there are some restrictions, but you can, and the lakes and the rivers are included, so you can, if you use a canoe or a rowing boat, you can move everywhere without asking anyone, and you don't need to pay anything. And even in many lakes you can even fish for free if you're using only hook and line.
Right.
So no costing ability on your
interesting.
fishing
So-
system. It's a everyman.
So that's how it's defined, is no casting.
roughly like that. Yeah.
Roughly like that. And then is it also defined in terms of the boats is no motor?
Yeah,
And
that
everyman's, right?
motor outboards are not included in the everyman's rights. But,
And then-
but on the other hand, no one really owns the waters here.
Yeah.
So most often you can use an outboard on a lake. If you buy a fishing license and you want to go fishing on a certain lake, there's usually no restriction to outboards.
Understood. Talking about every man's rights on the land, no motorized vehicles?
Yes.
Same?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can walk, ski, and horses are not included.
No,
what about
no.
bikes?
Yeah, what about bikes?
Bikes. Actually, I'm not sure, but
We need to check that out.
Yeah.
But at least walking and skiing is
Yeah,
okay.
and you can run too.
Yeah.
yeah, you can run.
If you want.
And of course, you can pick up everything what's the forest are serving us. The berries, mushrooms, everything
right on.
are available.
So back to the land behind us, is it privately owned or is that public land? The trails and
Right next to the main building here, these are private, but very shortly there's some grounds that belong to the local town, the local municipality, and then some other private.
sure. So then is the local municipality, are they the ones that put in the lighting system there for skiing?
I think
Yeah.
they are part of it.
Yeah.
There's a big spa and hotel and activity center nearby here as well, and they are most likely they did it with cooperation with the town, lighting the skiing tracks.
And
the
so
cross-country-
do your
cross-country.
guests use the ski trails as well?
Yes, but they do it on their own, so we don't have skiing products, so
Right.
to say.
Right on. Would you like to share with us a little bit about the facility? Riikka, you had mentioned that about 85% of the guests here are affiliated with companies in business. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, the biggest part of our customers are companies, and they organize festives or awarding journeys. That's the reason that they are coming to Varjola, and
They won the prize.
yeah, or something like that, or they have done their work so well.
They made the quota.
Yeah, that's the right. Or they have just the annual refreshment day, that kind of a team building. Team building products are very common in Varjola. And the typical day of the company customers are that they will have maybe meetings first, but then they will have activities outdoors.
Can you list the top 3 or 4 activities?
On winter time, it is snowmobile safaris, husky sledge rides, and Arctic
Yeah, maybe
river. Yeah.
We take people on thin ice with these thick neoprene survival suits. Very comfortable and very heavily floating, so you don't even need to know how to swim. So you can break some ice and go swimming on the open water that you have just crashed open.
Is it called Avanto?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's big in Finland, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is a lot of people swim in Avanto, but then they do it without any clothes. But this one's dry suit, and it will keep you comfortable, and that's also one of the products that we can sell to anyone. Because if you're a little bit nervous, scared even, you can gently go into the water and lay on your back and look at the stars and hear the river making this noise in your ears, because when you put your head underwater, the hood will protect your head, but you will hear the sound of the river in there, so you can just lay still and enjoy. Or if you're a more aggressive person, so to say, you can wrestle with your friend right next to the open water and see who's going down. You can break some ice and jump into the lake and
just go crazy.
Place those pieces of ice into a line and try to run across the open water on those little ice.
So to me, this activity seems a little bit like beating nature in its own game in a way, where typically if you're walking on thin ice, it's a very dangerous thing. But you because of the suits and the flotation, you're able to reduce the risk.
Exactly. The suit actually makes you immune to the cold. It's even if we have minus 20 Celsius and the water is usually around +3 in the winter time, hard north wind, whatever, you will be comfortable inside the suit.
Amazing.
It's warm.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is this unique to Varjola, or is this activity in other places around Finland?
There are some places around Finland.
And what's it
especially.
called? What's that called?
Well, that's the different words of that activity. I think
In Finnish it's real simple and the exact translation is Arctic floating.
Arctic floating.
Yeah.
Amazing. Really cool.
Maybe we will have to come up with a proper English word for it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
I
it
like
would
that
sound-
one, man.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn good
We'll
one.
get the
Arctic
Arctic.
floating. That's really cool. All right, so go ahead.
Yes, so summer times are a bit different kind of activities. We have rafting, that's a very common summer season activities. Also the quad bike safaris. And of course for companies, the team building games and these kind of group building activities are the big big group.
So what happens, being that 85% of your business here is company related, what happens if the economy is not so strong? And I've heard that Christmas parties are pretty much mandatory in Finland. Is that safe to say?
Yeah, it's a very strong culture that the employer needs to organize a pre-Christmas party. It's expected, and it often includes activities and dinner and some drinks and of course sauna. And the sauna is such a big part of the whole Finnish culture that it has to be included in the pre-Christmas. If the economy goes down, the companies will have to cut down the amount of money that they use for this pre-Christmas party, but it still needs to be. First they drop the activities, maybe then they drop the amount of alcohol given free to their workers, but they never drop the sauna, it's always there.
Can you tell us a little bit about the saunas here at Varjola?
Well, we have 7 different saunas in Varjola. There are a few smoke saunas, which is the old-fashioned traditional sauna, and then we have regular saunas, electric and wooden, a few. But 7 is the total there. One, for example, is built in tent, big large tent outdoor sauna, and customers use it almost daily. The saunas here.
Yeah. So that becomes an important thing. So it's a matter of like recreation in some aspect. And what's your title again? You're the activities director?
Yeah, head guide.
Head guide. So you'll be taking groups around to different activities.
Yeah.
And then sauna.
Yeah, my day usually consists of preparing the activities, then guiding people through them, and after that I guide them to the next whether it is dinner or sauna, but often it is sauna. And I'm also often responsible of heating up the smoke sauna and preparing it for the customers.
When do you, what time of the day do you typically fire up or light the smoke sauna? Smoke saunas? It depends. If there's a large group, there's 2 smoke saunas, right?
Yeah.
So is it common that you will fire up or start the fire on both? It depends on the size of the group, right?
It takes, depending whether it's -30 or +30, outside, and whether it's one small group of people using the sauna or two large groups after each other. But something like 4 to 5 hours is usually the time needed to heat up the sauna. The bigger sauna has about 900 kilos of stone in the stove, so it takes a little while to heat it up.
Yeah.
And we use these 1 meter long logs that we burn in the stove.
I'm glad you brought that up because it's interesting. That seems like a common length. Is it like in just my travel coming up here, seeing wood piles, there's a lot of meter long length.
Oh yes.
Is that, would you say 100% of the time being used for sauna?
No,
or
no. You usually cut that into 3.
Yeah.
It's about roughly 30 centimeter wood that you use for regular fireplaces, but these stoves are big.
So I'd like to do an equivalent because 16 inches is what we're using for, I think it's about the same. I mean, I picked up one of those meter long pieces, a full cut. You probably call that a full cut, maybe? Full, like a...
Yeah.
Same. So it's funny how we're 10,000 miles away, but some things are so common, you know.
Yeah.
We do the same thing. But
even though your style of measuring things is very unlogical to me, because meters and grams are very nice because they're divided to 10 pieces.
Yeah.
Your system makes me always very confused.
Yeah, I
we
can
have,
understand.
We have some North American machines here, quad bikes and snowmobiles and that, I need to have these inch-size tools for them, so a little bit confusing sometimes.
I know. The metric system would be great if the whole world was on that, but it's quite funny in a good way how the length of this firewood is so familiar to me. But we don't have the long lengths as much. And you know, like getting back to the trees, they are so straight. It must be beautiful. Do you have an electric or a gas splitter? Do you split your logs with power?
We have this. We use a tractor to make the machine work. It has it cuts the log with a similar as a chainsaw blade. I don't know if it's called a blade. Anyhow, and there's a hydraulic press that will split the wood.
Yeah.
And the 1 meter log is what you first make, and you leave it to dry for a year.
After split.
And then you chop it into smaller.
Especially the birch. Isn't it amazing how if you don't split the birch, it'll rot like super fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They, often if they cut down the trees with a big machine, it actually makes all the way through the log. It makes a little cut on the bark so that it will immediately start to.
That's amazing.
Ooze out the moisture.
Yeah, that's really cool. So logging is a big deal up here.
Yeah, and there's a lot of forest in this country, and most of it is being taken care, trimmed, so that it grows fast. When you drive around, you see a lot of forests that has the same species of trees about the same age, and that's how you make them grow as fast as possible, and you make some money. But we luckily have some old forest as well, natural state forest, because those are, at least for me, nicer for if you go for a hike, for example.
Oh no, I could not agree more. There's another parallel. This area reminds me so much of my home state, Minnesota. We have the same exact situation. The old growth forests are very special. When you hike here in old growth forest, what tree are you seeing? What tree species?
The most common trees are the birch tree and spruce and pine. I don't know whether these particular pines have some certain English name, but anyhow, it's a pine tree.
I wanted to put you on the spot because I don't know the answer to it. Your pine The spruce I understand, the birch is very common, but your pine is kind of like a hybrid. We have white pine, which I think is the closest to your pine, but there's red to it as well. So when it's cut, it looks very much like white pine, but when it's in standing, it looks like what we call red pine.
Okay.
So I don't know. It is probably not the biggest deal, but they're beautiful. And they're beautiful in Minnesota, and they're beautiful here. So,
and birch tree is most commonly used for firewood, but in the smoke sauna we prefer alderwood. It's has the nicest aroma. We use it to smoke fish and meat as well.
Okay. What can you tell us about? Is there any attention given to the different species of wood you use in the smoke sauna? Or does it matter?
Well,
whatever's on hand.
I think if it would be possible, we would be only burning alderwood, but birch tree is so much more available that we burn both birch and alderwood in the smoke saunas.
But not pine?
No, never.
Never pine?
No. All those that sort of trees that has this sticky whatever. Sap, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you burn that, it will make a lot of black soot inside the sauna room because there's no chimney. So the smoke fills the room, and eventually you will have this thick soot all over.
Will you use pine in the regular sauna?
You can do that, yeah.
And you do that, or do you?
Yeah. People prefer birch tree because it has the highest heat value. It will burn the brightest, but you can use all them in regular.
Do you like sauna, Riikka?
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost go it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On site here or at home?
At home. At home. Yes.
And how about for you?
Maybe 2 times a week is my normal routine.
It must be tempting when the guests leave the savu sauna and the heat is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that the best time?
I can see how you think, but when I'm done with my work, I'd rather go home to my own sauna.
Yeah, because you never know, there may be a knock on the door. Hey, you're wanted at the main lodge, right?
Yeah.
You gotta. There's one of these 4-wheelers stuck in the woods. Get your clothes on and go get it.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I never go fishing here on this river. Even though I'm a fly fisherman, I never fish here because my employer might call me.
Is that Marcus?
Yeah.
Marcus was so funny last night. I got him on video. He was telling me about how you put the paddle down with the paper. He goes, otherwise your ass is black. He's such a funny guy. It was really great to meet him. Tell me more about sauna up here. What % of the guests are Finnish? If you had to say, can you tell us a little bit more of the flavor of sauna as it relates to Varjola and the guests that come here?
Well, there are different kind of people and interests relating to sauna. Yeah, there are ladies or girls groups that are booking the saunas for pampering themselves, enjoying the jacuzzi outside, and take a small sauna for a while and cool down and chat. That's the one thing that people are looking at. For
in America we have like girls' weekend.
Yeah, that's very.
That's common.
Yeah, for example, bachelor parties are one group, both girls and boys, women and men. Bachelor parties or bachelorette parties, and usually they always involve sauna in those parties.
Yep, and most of the time are they staying overnight? Or day
both.
trip?
They are using both day trips with the activity and sauna, or just a whole weekend in Varjola. They both are.
Right on. Yeah.
Very common.
And what about foreigners? Any story come to mind where people that have been here that maybe didn't know sauna from other countries?
Well, one group is now increasing. That's Japans that are very keen on sauna, and they have been visiting in Varjola as well, and it's
Well,
interesting.
I've seen a lot of people from different countries, and one of the biggest issues with foreigners is the nudity. Finnish people most often go to the sauna perfectly naked. So quite a lot of people go to sauna with their family, your children, your wife, and everyone at the same time without any bathing suits or anything like that. So the nudity is often a big deal. For example, for Americans, I can remember one funny incident, including an American family. There was a married couple with 2 teenage kids, and we were rafting. And when we come back, after we do the river, we go into this water lock. We rise up in the water lock and we paddle back where we started. It's actually very handy to us. We don't need to have a second guide driving us back and forth.
That is handy, exactly.
And, so we were coming back, and the other sauna is quite near to the spot where we leave the rafts. And while we were paddling, there was a group of Finnish men in the sauna, so they were jumping into the lake, perfectly naked, obviously. So when they started seeing naked men, the parents kind of panicked.
Yeah.
I suppose they panicked, like, now our children have seen a naked man. This is the end of the world. that type of situation. But I told them that you can calm down, because it's almost impossible to go to the lake in Finland in midsummer time without seeing any naked people.
It's just part of the deal.
Yeah.
But Americans are funny about that. Would you say Americans are kind of the strangest about the nudity thing, or how are the Japanese about it, or how are people from other countries on the nudity thing?
It can change. Sometimes we get groups here who have a Finnish host who tells them beforehand. The host prepares them. He tells them about the sauna culture, and so they when they are encouraged, they might try the sauna without any shorts.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's such a bad thing that they don't even go to the sauna building.
Americans
they
or other countries too, or
from other countries too.
Like, what other countries come to mind?
Well, the British are quite shy about this issue as well. But even though I say that we use the sauna naked, I don't want to say that we want you to use it the same way. That's the deal about sauna. It's there are no rules for the sauna. You should go there and enjoy it as you want to enjoy it. If you want to use a robe, if you want to use bathing suit, if you want to drink beer or not, you can do that.
What about music?
You can have music in your sauna if you want.
I got Marcus.
There are some party saunas in Finland where they have speakers, waterproof speakers inside the sauna room. Mm-hmm. It's not my thing, but it's anything.
I have to show you a video of Marcus where I brought a speaker down, because I knew it was 9:30 last night. I knew I was going to be alone in sauna, so I brought my little portable speaker with really good sound, by the way, because I figured, hey, if I'm just hanging out alone, I can play some tunes, and we had a big laugh about the music in the sauna, but I certainly wouldn't have done that if I knew others were going to be there, But yeah, so you're talking about this nudity thing. It's kind of funny. So I invented this product called Troxers.
Okay.
Troxers. I'm wearing them right now. It's a combination of a swimsuit and a boxer short.
Oh yes.
So like I'm always ready. Like that's all I'm wearing in Finland. Is because if I come upon like when I went for this hike, if I wasn't hot enough, but I saw the lake, and if I wanted to jump in, chances are I could go in naked, but I'm always ready for a swim when I'm wearing Troxers.
Yep.
And in a mixed in mixed sauna, like sauna traditionally is what, women first in sauna generally, or is that not a rule per se?
Like I said, there are no rules, but it's a common habit that ladies and guys go separate.
Yeah.
And And yeah, often the ladies go first because they want to spend some time after sauna to maybe put on some makeup and their hair.
Yeah.
So
Or make
That's
the
just-
meals for the men.
Yeah, that's just technical reason to
That's
little bit time for making up. Makeup and
yeah.
that
So
kind of-
so that's, I mean, if you have a bunch of friends, it's kind of weird that guys and girls would be naked in sauna. Yeah, is that general?
Well, yeah, it is possible as well. If there are.
Many of my friends, we go all together without any
Yeah.
clothes. It's not a big deal for us, but that depends on the people.
In a savu
but
sauna.
but like I said, no one expects you to do anything.
Yeah,
you
right.
can,
Yeah.
if you want to wear a overall in the sauna, you can do that.
Yeah.
No one will not
Yeah.
say that you can't do
Yeah,
that.
the sauna area is the place that you tear up everything, your titles and almost your gender
Exactly.
inside sauna area. And
Oh yes,
you
sauna
just-
is most definitely not a sexual place.
Yeah, you are just you. You might have a name, but that's all that you need.
Yeah, I was explaining about Troxers, a product I invented because the American people where I'm from, sauna, where this urban sauna revival is really an exciting thing. In Minneapolis, Minnesota, we have the 612 Sauna Society, and there's people that are of Scandinavian ancestry, but very American. Their grandparents may have had a sauna or whatever, and so it's coming back. And yet there's no nudity at all. I mean, it's just way beyond the culture acceptance in the city, all of that. So I've been using these Troxers. It's a combination swim trunk and boxer short, so that you're always ready and you can
Okay,
sauna
yeah.
in a public area. But if you had 100 people taking a sauna here, well, it's not even worth asking the question because you guys framed it up so well. Is if you want to wear overalls in the sauna, you can do that.
Yeah,
it's-
you can
yeah,
wear whatever
it's
you like.
it's an example of the freedom that we have with sauna. Like
Yeah.
when you're hot, you leave. When you're cold, you go in. And you know what I've learned is talking with folks from Finland. Now that I'm here, sometimes I'll ask, well, how many rounds? And I don't even know if that's the right word, but nobody will give me a number because nobody counts.
Yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
fair statement?
Yeah, you should stay in the sauna room as long as you feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and you can do that so many times as long as you feel comfortable. It's there
Yeah.
are a lot of people, our customers, foreign people, ask me what are the sauna rules, what are you not allowed to do there. I try to tell them to relax because there are no strict rules. You're supposed to enjoy and forget about your troubles.
Yeah, just enjoy. Even though I have a couple of Australian friends and they were visiting Finland in summertime, and big issue for them was that you have to have 10 lake sauna. That means that you have to go 10 times in the lake and go to the sauna 10 times. But yeah,
There's a general practice. I wouldn't say practice. There's a general feeling that three rounds is a good thing, and like sort of 3 is the charm, And I find that I have a wood-fired sauna in my backyard, and I have this sort of clock in my head, a little timer. I say, okay, what round is it? And I kind of get it. Everyone has their own little thing, their own little routine. Sometimes I'll shave after round 2 or something like that. I sort of fall into a cycle. But I'm with you, and I will often have an extra. It depends in my sauna how the coals in the fire are doing. If it's still really hot and I'm had a very nice cool down, I'll say, oh man, I'm not going to let that heat waste, so I'll do another
Yeah.
round. So, yeah.
and even though people are not going naked in the sauna, they can use swimsuits, but it's relaxed, and they can change clothes separately, women and men. For example, we have the big student groups. The city of Jyväskylä, which is the nearest big city, there is a university, and every year the university exchange students will they held this kind of a summer camp or one night with a Finnish outdoor evening with sauna and sausage and hanging out and enjoying the summer nights. And there is more than 50 in that group, and they have multiple saunas, but I think they bath quite mixed up with the swimsuits.
The whole group goes there, but they just wash themselves separately.
Yeah.
But they spend a lot of time together, mixed gender, in the fireplace room.
Yep.
And
Yeah, and in the fireplace room, there's usually towels, you know.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So there is a very logical thing. I don't want to go on and on about the nudity thing. It's not a big deal, as you know, as we're all in agreement. Yet, when you think about the way that the smoke sauna is designed, it's very dark in the hot room.
Oh yes.
And then you know, it's who cares what's going on, you know, what you're wearing or whatever. And then you go in the lake, and then usually it's grab a towel and hang out, right? Is that
cool down a bit.
Yeah. And what a great design. Your savu saunas are very common the way they're designed. Is that right?
Well, our version of the smoke sauna stove is rather modern. You know, the oldest type of sauna was just a pile of rocks, and I suppose it's more than 3,000 years old. They just dug a hole into the ground, piled up a bunch of stones, and burned some fire. And when they were done, they would cover it with animal hives, make a sort of a teepee. That's the original sauna. But this one's we've built it so that there's you can adjust the amount of air going into the fireplace, and the fireplace is laid with these fireproof bricks so that it's an even fireplace, and there are these cast iron grills under so that the air goes everywhere, and those bricks allow the fire to spread evenly into the stove, so it heats up quick and it burns right, so it doesn't make so much soot.
So it's a modified. It's a modern adaptation of, but it's still a savu sauna.
It's the real deal, but it's a modern version. Yeah.
Would a traditionalist criticize the modern version?
I don't think so.
No, me neither.
I think as long as you have no chimney and a pile of natural rocks heated with fire, I think everyone will approve it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well said.
And that's the interesting thing in Finland as well, that people really don't care what kind of a sauna do you have. Everyone can have their own saunas, and there are lots of different variation of saunas, and it's like a one character of the person, that what kind of a sauna does he or she have.
Yeah, and how you use it.
Yeah.
For example, I was thinking about different people using the sauna. My father was the kind of guy that would heat up the stove red hot and go onto the highest bench and throw a lot of water on the stove. They get this really sharp heat on his skin. He would be all red when he comes out. But he would do that very quickly, very high temperature and a short time, and then it was done. And after that, my mother would turn off the stove and go lay on her back on the lower bench for half an hour or something. So,
see, that's a great example of there are no rules.
No.
Yeah, my thing is I like to be conscious of the core, my body core, and that's why I like the savu sauna. It's less intense heat, softer lolu, and so I found that my rounds were longer, but I have a little clock in my head, or a little feeling in my head where I know when the core is warm is when a round is done. But it sounds like your father was more interested in the skin.
It's that's how he liked it. He would do several rounds, but all very short.
Yeah.
And what's very important with the sauna is always the air ventilation. When you have fresh air coming into the room, you can sit there longer, even though it's a very high temperature.
Would you say that let's talk about the smoke sauna. I mean, what's the big deal? Like, do you? And I'm being fair in my question. Is it a lure? Is it the? If we just analyze the heats, maybe can you just speak to it? I don't want to make any assumptions.
I know where this is getting at, and we like to believe that the smoke sauna gives the smoothest kind of löyly because it's only natural stone, and it's for example, an electric stove would have these burning red electric how do you call it? Yeah, coils, and they would, and when the water touches that, it will be a very fast zip kind of sound, and I think some people even have theorized that they hand out some bad kind of ionic, I don't even know
positive ions.
Yeah, something like that. So we like to think that the smoothest löyly comes from natural rock, and I don't know if you can measure that, scientifically, but that's how we like to think.
So just to pull that apart for a second, from natural rock, how would it differ if the rock is heated directly by flame or heated passively through a wood-fired stove? Could there be a difference?
As long as there is no fire burning while you're in there, no difference. There is another type of stove that we actually have here in Varjola as well. It is kind of a closed smoke sauna stove. It's you open the chimney when you heat it up. Fire and smoke goes through the rocks into the chimney, and when you're done with the heating, then you close the chimney and you open another hatch.
Is there a word in Finnish for this type of sauna?
It's one of those kind of words that has it's a brand.
Okay.
It's a brand of the manufacturer of that stove, and people know that type of stove by the word of the brand, and that's obviously a good position for that company.
Yes, it is. What's the name of the?
It's called the Aito Kiuas, Aito stove.
ID.
AITO.
AITO. Yeah. So one
It
would
means
say
it means genuine or real.
Yeah.
Cool. So would you define it as a modified savu sauna?
Yeah, I suppose so. It's a hybrid of the good sides of both the constantly heated stove and a smoke sauna.
Have you had one of those, Riikka?
Yeah, I have. I like that kind of sauna. It's there are good combination of the mild löyly, like in smoke sauna, but not so big smell of smoke inside the sauna.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it has this wonderful system as well that you can adjust the heat while you're in there, because if the fireplace hood is down, when you close that, not much air goes through the stove.
Yep.
If you open that up a little bit and you keep the löyly hatch open, then you will get a lot of heat coming from the air that runs through the stove, and when you close the fireplace door, then you get less heat, and if you want the least amount of heat, then you can also open up the chimney, and some of the heat will run that direction.
Exactly.
So you can lower the temperature.
So that's where it's borrowing from the technology of a conventional wood-fired sauna stove, in that you have a damper and you can control the rate at which the air is combusting so it's different than a savu sauna in that there is an active flame happening during the sauna.
No.
Oh, it's completely
It's preheated.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you're done with the heating, then you close the chimney.
Yep.
And open the löyly hatch.
And that's where the control is had.
You can control the amount of air running through the stove by the fireplace door.
Yep.
'Cause
During the heat up process.
No, after.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Got it. Yeah, so really very close. But
we can have a look at it.
yeah, man, I'd like to do that. Are you guys okay?
Oh.
Like, can we do a quick little tour? And I'm going to wrap up with some questions.
Yeah.
But would you like to add anything, Riikka, about what we're talking about? I mean, this went really. You know, Finland is a country of 5.5 million people, and then 5.5 million experts about sauna.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Well, I think one thing that's it's quite funny relating to sauna that the person who are throwing löyly it's an issue. Who is throwing the löyly in sauna in Finland? And we were talking about this with my friend from Australia, and they have same kind of a situation going on with barbecuing. I think I assume that you might have something to do with that as well. So we find out that we have similar titles in Finland and, for example, in Australia. We have Löylymeister, but they have a Grillmeister.
Yep.
And that's the same. There are quite similar things going on around the barbecue and around the wooden the what's the
bucket?
Bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, around the bucket.
Yeah.
Who is taking the bowl or not, and who is sitting around the bucket and. Then if there are, for example, 10 men in the sauna, then okay, that's the Löylymeister. He is now the Löylymeister.
So does that
social game?
Yes, right. So does that role get changed if the Löylymeister goes to swim? Then there'll be a new,
maybe a young dude will
try
to get the spot.
Trying to get the bowl.
And when he comes back, then they have a fist fight.
Yes. So whoever's controlling the water bucket is the leader.
Usually these games go on without any words.
Yeah.
It's silent, just thinking about very gently, but it's a funny game.
It's a positioning.
Same, like you said, all around the world are quite similar things going on, and barbecuing and sauna.
Like whoever's in the barbecue, whoever's holding the tools.
Tools.
Hey, give me those.
Yeah.
No, you go back over there.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I'm excited to go take a look at the different saunas. You say there's how many on property here? 7 total. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, I went for a walk. There's one that it looks like it wants to be under construction. It's got a tarp over it, and I saw a stove inside. It looks like it's being built. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's the tent sauna, and we take it down for the winter because that sauna is organized so that you actually wash yourself outdoors. There's a river right next there, and we heat up some warm water in a heater, but you wash yourself outdoors, so it's no good in the winter. So we take it down for the winter because otherwise we always forget about it, and there's too much snow stacking on top of that tent, and then it's destroyed.
Yeah.
So that's the place.
This thing about washing, it's like at our cabin on an island in northern Minnesota. The cabin's built in '96, so it's over 20 years old, and I've never stepped foot in the shower because the washing is so much better in the lake. And the sauna stove is it common to have a side water pan to heat water on the side of a stove here?
A lot of different systems. Some people have separate, and some have it with the stove, and some people have just a shower with hot water. So. On that note, like even last night, with the savu sauna building, there is the shower room itself, and there's soap dispensers on the wall and all that, which, by the way, is a wonderful thing. Staying in hotels in America, they all have these little individual little shampoo things and little individual soap things. I'm like, I always thought that was a big waste, of resources. But having the bulk on the wall like that, you just grab what you need. But where I'm going with this is a lot of thought being put on that kind of things in Finland and all around Northern Europe, I think.
Less packaging,
less plastic packaging and more recycling and all that.
Yeah, but where I was going, thank you for that. What I was going to say is, for me, I never have the need for soap or shampoo with sauna. Do most people use soap and shampoo after a sauna session, would you say?
Most likely depends on how often you go and what have you done. If you do a lot of sports and you sweat, you may wanna wash with soap. But anyhow, when you're sitting in the sauna room, sweat will push out the dirt from your skin. So
totally,
I think there's at least there's less need of soap.
Yeah. Well,
when you
ladies use them.
Yeah. Have you ever felt more clean than after a sauna session?
I think I am so used to going sauna almost every night, every day.
Yeah.
So I almost think that I'm not clean enough if I go just in a shower.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, that's amazing.
Maybe physically it's not such a big difference, but between your ears it makes a big difference. It's if you take a shower, that it's not like you go to a shower and relax, but when you have that shower with the sauna session, you become relaxed, and that's the biggest difference in my opinion.
Yeah, and if you like to get rid of some smell, for example, at my home, my husband is working with cattle. He thinks that he doesn't get rid of the smell of the cattle without going to sauna. So
I
it's
believe
necessary.
that. Oh, I know. Like, when I'm painting, like if I'm staining, outside, instead of using like turpentine or some whatever, a few sauna rounds, and it just peels off. Yeah. You don't need chemicals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, Riikka, a couple questions for you. If you could have a mobile sauna, is it popular around here?
There are lots of mobile saunas as well. Yeah.
If you could bring one anywhere in the world and sauna, or anywhere, any place, does a place come to mind where you would like to bring a mobile sauna and take a sauna?
Around the world?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's related something to cold areas or mild areas. I like hot countries, but the sauna is not the thing in that area. So perhaps some rural Scotland, perhaps, or something in the northern Scotland, for example, would be wonderful.
How about you?
Yeah, I actually had a similar thought because there are some special places for me up north. I go ice hole fishing. I go for the Arctic char in the Finnmark region.
Yeah.
It's across the border on Norwegian side. When I leave my car on the only road that goes through the whole region, I ski for almost 10 kilometers uphill into these small lake mountains, and there's no people, nothing built by man, just white round shapes, and no noise, nothing. Maybe a sauna up there would be real nice.
What do you guys think is most misunderstood? It's a very good question for each of you, because you host guests from other countries. You mentioned Japan, and other people that really like England and maybe even the United States. Like, people come to Varjola and need to be introduced to sauna, or maybe have a different thought about sauna than the three of us that know sauna. What do you think is most misunderstood? If you were to have a guest that knows nothing about it, what do they think that is not correct or misunderstood about sauna? Anything come to mind?
Well, I suppose, it's that when people come here, they think that there are strict rules how you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to use the sauna.
You have to be a professional sauna goer.
Oh yeah, that can actually happen as well. If you come from Central Europe, where they have these public saunas where there's an educated sauna health person who measures the amount of water on the stove and measures the seconds and minute how much you stay in the room, they might think that you're supposed to use the sauna like that, and that's obviously just stupid.
If you could,
sorry for all the Dutch listeners.
Well, how about
I just called you stupid.
How about the Germans? I had to be quiet because I wanted to let that sit on its own. I don't think I could say that better. Does it bother you in a way? I mean, just on a personal level, that the adaptation of sauna in some places in Central Europe is regulated and with the Aufgussmeister and the timer on the wall. Do you have a thought about that? I mean,
I think I always try to make it positively. The issue. I think that we just have to advertise Finland and our saunas more. That people are more aware that they could come to Finland to have the proper sauna.
so
Because
Riikka,
they have so lousy saunas around Europe.
Riikka, I could not come up with a more Finnish answer than that. How diplomatic of you.
Yeah.
Very, very kind. Let's see, how about this one? If you could have a sauna with anybody in the world, anybody dead, alive, the past, does this person come to mind that you would like to have sauna with?
It's tricky, very tricky question. I
There's,
think I have thought it many
There's
times.
quite a lot of interesting people in the world, so it's hard to choose one. Maybe I would choose someone who's died, because now's a good chance to get someone back from the dead.
Well, who comes to mind?
I don't know. Maybe some just famous musician or something would like to talk about music with someone like Jim Morrison in the sauna. Have a
Well
few
done.
drinks.
Yeah.
Love it, love it.
I'd probably take some past Polish big men or women from the world, politician or some
Mother Teresa?
maybe, or
Nelson Mandela.
yeah, I thought
Yeah.
about Mandela.
Cool,
That would be cool.
Yeah, beautiful. Love that. I ask all guests to Sauna Talk these type of questions. What I love about it, it allows much to your point about the freedom of sauna, the no rule, like we can imagine, and we don't need to be living under structure. So these open-ended questions are in the spirit of sauna.
Yeah, it's just that when we were talking about the Central European sauna rules, I was thinking that even if they enjoy using the sauna that way, they are right as well. So
See, I knew I was going to get a Finnish answer out of it after.
yeah.
Everyone can live like they are enjoying
The adaptation of it to how it fits.
Yeah.
Well said. Yeah. Varjola here, a beautiful resort in the center of Finland, north of about 30 kilometers of which town?
The city of Jyväskylä.
Jyväskylä is a great town, university town. How many students at the
In
university?
Jyväskylä, I'm not sure.
Well, there's university and this polytechnic, or they
Polytechnic
call
as
it.
well, yeah.
I suppose they call it the University of Applied Sciences these days, and a lot of other schools. So it's definitely a student town. Yes.
Yeah, right on. I thought of one more. As you sauna every day, Riikka, right? So, what is your favorite moment? Is it the thinking about sauna, the stepping in for the first moment, the first lolu, when you're done, going to sleep with the warmth? Is there a moment you like the most?
I like the first lolu. That's the thing. I'm not going to be there long, but the first lolu is the thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if it's winter time and you spend the whole day outdoors and that cold gets into your bones and
Yeah.
when you sit into the hot room and get the first bite,
Yeah.
and that's a very nice sensation, and I also enjoy opening my beer in the sauna room and having that cold beer, and yeah, that's probably the nicest moment.
How would you like, as you open and have a sip of that cold beer, to have that beer instead of like a can or a glass?
Doesn't really make a big difference. You need to drink it quick anyhow because you're in a hot room. So
Well, what would you think if it, instead of the beer being in a can or glass, if it was in a vessel made entirely out of ice? Would you think you'd like that?
could be handy. Yeah, there are some insulators that you can use, similar as they use in South. In Australia, for example, to keep their
countries,
beers cold, but
isolated.
I just drink it quick enough.
Well, I invented a product called Nice Mug. It's a mold to make a drinking glass out of ice. And I have.
Well, you need
one
to be
here.
quick with that one as well, because you will lose it in the sauna.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'll see. I'm going to get you one, and you can think of me when you have your next beer in a glass made entirely out of ice.
Wow.
Sounds nice.
Yeah, right on. Listen, this was just a pleasure to hang with you guys. Unexpected.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we connected here the day after my savu sauna last night. Such a joy. Any last words for listeners to Sauna Talk?
Oh, I would like to welcome all people to Finland to try the original sauna and enjoy the Finnish nature.